I'm Sheila Matthews, your human digital sidekick, keeping you plugged in and up to date with the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and the top stories affecting our lives. We watch timelines all day, so you don't have to. Back again this week with another special guest, and joining me today, we have comedian Mouse Jones, who will be joining us to talk sports and everything else that went down on the timelines. So let's log in. Logging right on in, Mbappe and the January transfer window. Now, the January transfer window hasn't even reopened in Europe, but Mbappe is already shaking the room at the center of the transfer talks. You know, you're the one where you cause all this conversation or whatever Beyoncé said, but transfer talks have revved up following the news that Liverpool will not be pushing to sign Mbappe next summer or anytime before. There's been conversation around Real Madrid and their plans to add the French international to their roster, but reports are that Mbappe has snubbed a new deal in the French capital. And if Mbappe knows anything, he knows that timing is everything. And with his existing contract coming to an end in summer 2024, it's giving Mbappe will have a really big decision of when versus if he'll decide on his next destination. But one thing I love about him is that he knows his worth, and even to entertain a conversation about him, he's making it clear, you gotta pay to play. Mbappe has reportedly made huge wage demands, and that also may be one of the reasons Real Madrid is no longer an option. Mbappe is screaming, pay up or move out of my way, so we're just gonna have to see where all of this ends up. Angel Reese is back. Now let's get into this week's digital scoreboard. My girl Angel Reese is back with something to say, and I'm ready to watch her make all her points both on and off the court. Speaking of not censoring your words and speaking up for what you believe, our guest today is Mouse Jones. Mouse is a master debater, comedian, and personality who's graced stages all over the world, talking all things entertainment, sports, and making live crowds move like no one else can. I'm excited to be in combo with him today. Logged In family, help me welcome Mouse Jones. All right, so before we get into Angel Reese, let the people know who you are and what you do.
Who am I? I'm just, I'm a host, comedian. I like to refer to myself as a cultural orator. You know what I mean? I'm just somebody that speaks on the culture as best as I can. Make sure I try and use my platform, whatever platform it is, to show up for marginalized people. And really be smart and funny. Like at the end of the day, whenever somebody leaves my presence, whether it was a show or just a conversation, they leave saying, you know, I feel seen. They leave feeling saying he's funny, and I hope they leave saying he's smart as hell. And I would take it if they be like, oh, he smells good too, girl.
Oh, period. Come on, y'all. I can't confirm. Yeah, I can't confirm. So you do all of these things, though, but on huge stages. Talk to me about how you got your start on the stage.
Okay, how I got my start on the stage is a true testament to like just who I am. I started out doing my podcast at the back in the day. This is like right before the boom of podcasting. You know, I was influenced by Combat Jack and the Reed and Brilliant Idiots and, you know, Tax. And I went to a party, not gonna say their name, but I went to a party and I just looked, and I never heard of hosting before. Like, I knew about, like, back in the day, like the hip hop hosts and, you know, the Kumo D's and the Busy Bees and things of that nature, but I'd never seen it in this spirit where the hosts were like so much of a part of the party. And I was like, yo, I could do that. And I said like out loud, like, I could do that better than them. Oh, I almost cursed. I said I could do it better than them dudes over there. And I just kept saying it. And then, you know, my profile kept growing on Twitter. And somebody was like, yo, you want to host this party? And then from there, it took off.
Yeah, in addition to host, you're also what you label yourself as a cultural orator. So talk to me about that title, how that came to be, and what that means for people who might not know.
So that title, so I used to say I was just a personality, you know what I mean? And that would just kind of encompass everything I do. I get paid, you know, I make a living off my personality, whether that's talking head things, podcasting, panels, whatever it is, I'm a personality. I get paid for my personality. Then, you know, later on, I was like, you know, I'm really passionate about comedy. I'm a comic, so that's easy, right? Rest in peace to my homeboy BY. I was having a conversation with him, and he was like, "Yo, you're a cultural orator, and like you speak on the culture, but you also live it. Like it's a bird's eye view when you're discussing it."
So you have your hands on a lot of things, which I love, and you're good at all the things, which is hard for a lot of people to do.
Yes.
So now I gotta know, which do you enjoy more?
Whoa.
Your live hosting with Trap Karaoke, your Guys Next Door podcast combos. What does Mouse enjoy?
Right now, I have this huge affinity for, getting good at comedy. I'm at my open mics every week, hundreds of mics a week. Learning the game from, some of the greats and that I'm able to call friends, leveraging, the fact that I'm getting good at this craft with people that are already solidified in the game and them giving me opportunities to open up for them on the weekends. So it looks like right now, my favorite thing is comedy, but that's just because I'm learning it.
And something that we love, many things though, about Mouse here at Logged In is that you've built a career around not censoring yourself.
Yeah.
And our girl Angel Reese has been doing the same thing. Like she's had her highs, she's had her lows, but one thing that I love is she will get on Twitter, on TikTok, whatever, real quick and say, mind the business that pays you and my NIL is not paying you, baby. So like, watch out. So I really am curious on your take on Angel's fearlessness and how she refuses to censor herself as she gets her groove back on the court.
I talk a lot about, what it takes to empower and amplify the voices of our young girls. And I could speak at length, and I could get other men to speak at length, but there's nothing more empowering than seeing a young girl their age, from where they're from, looks like them, is influenced by the same things, be that loud and proud about what they bring to the culture. So I love the self-awareness.
So last week, Angel spoke out in a press conference, and she addressed some speculation that people had about her on the internet, and we have the video, so let's take a listen.
All right.
It felt great. I mean, it was a long 2 weeks, or a week and a half, 2 weeks, to be away from the team. Taking time to yourself is really important. I feel like that's just something that was important in resetting and refocusing within the team. I'm just happy to be back, and this place was amazing tonight, and I'm just happy to be here with them.
Okay, so Mouse, after you watch that video, I love Angel down. Like she stands on business.
Business.
She stands on it. So I just really am curious from your perspective, do you feel like this reset was what she needed to get back on track?
If that's what she said. Yeah. It's gonna sound like I'm caving, but like this is truly and genuinely what I believe. If a woman said that's what she needed, that's what she needed. Yeah. I'm not really here. One, I didn't sign up to be in people's business. My job is not to like fact check people's personal statements. So if she said she needed a reset, she needed a reset. Whatever the reason is, I want to see everybody at their best. She got to be performing she has to perform at her best on that court to continue the success she's already had. So if she needed a reset one way or another, forced or not forced, she needed it. Absolutely. And I hope when she get back on the court, she get back to that winning fashion and be up in their face.
And she has. I mean, she got back on the court. She stood on business. She handled business. She had an amazing game. But to your point, yeah, I love that. When women say it, that's what we mean. Like, that's what we need. But it's also, I could never imagine all of the pressure that she has of being this amazing, outperforming woman athlete at her age with so much notoriety, and people are always in her TikTok comments, Instagram, and when they go hard on Angel, they go hard on her. I mean, last week, that was our episode about athletes and mental health and why that disconnecting and resetting is so important. And something that stuck out to me in the presser was about how Angel spoke about her relationship with Kim Mulkey. She said that she's admired her tremendously from the beginning, and on the internet, people were speculating that Kim wasn't protecting Angel or that Angel was benched because of her grades or her attitude. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that she was able to control her narrative in the way that she wanted to. And when she was ready to speak, she spoke. They told us what we maybe not wanted to know, but what they felt comfortable offering. And I think that's what's important. So
I wonder if the people in them comments know their schoolwork as good as they know her business.
Because we all can't act like we've been there.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know your job as well as you know the conspiracies about why Angel and Kim is going through what they're going through?
Let's be clear. And one thing that Angel said, she said that she was able to see who was really there for her during her tough times and not just her good times. And it will take when you fall for you to really see who is who and who's in your corner. So how do you feel like Angel's new outlook will play out amongst her teammates and how she progresses through the season?
I can only hope that, it benefits her. I can only hope that, that energy is reciprocated from the teammates and those who say they have her back. And they continue to put not only, Angel, but the rest of those girls in that entire program in the best light possible that needed for them to succeed.
Absolutely. You gotta take care of you in all aspects to be your best self. And I mean, if your mental's not right, how can you physically show up and perform under the lights, under the pressure?
Yeah.
So Angel started fresh off the bench and banked 19 points with 9 rebounds. LSU took the victory over Virginia Tech with an 82-64 win, and one of the moments people cannot stop talking about, her hug with Coach Mulkey at the end of the game. I love happy endings, and this is looking like one for Angel.
Bang.
Well, Beyoncé hit a record-breaking $22 million opening during her first weekend, which was the first weekend in December, and it's known to be one of the slowest. But I can say slow where? Because in my theater, people were dancing.
Listen, she got 3 of my tickets. All right, 1, 2, and the 3. She got 3 of mine. Number 1, I was in there with my merch from not the merch that you order, because that's ghetto. I went to the show, had my merch. I was dressed, had my kids there with the merch I bought for them from the show, because I ain't bring them, because this is for adults. Okay, the concert.
No, Blue was there. It's for kids too. Don't do them like that.
Blue was at work. If my kids want to go,
she did. She was on her Zoom.
Exactly. My kids, if they want to go to the concert, they should have been at work like Blue. Okay, Blue was at work. Blue was getting a check. Okay,
she was getting her boom.
My kids were asking for a check. Okay, I didn't like that, so I told them. I said, y'all want to go? Y'all find a job. But no, listen, I got to see the show in L.A., the birthday show. And I got to see the New York, New Jersey show. So, listen, I knew that once I seen that concert, that was like the concert for me. I was like, oh, okay, I've seen greatness. Like, I've seen greatness. This is the greatest live performance of anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then to double it down with that movie, and you get the inside look to be behind the scenes. Obviously, my favorite rapper interview, and it was pretty cool. But you get to see it, and I just love. And people who already have their minds made up, either way, it doesn't really matter. But for me, somebody who looks at things objectively, it was good to. I just love when the queen is humanized.
Oh, absolutely. My theater was like a melting pot. It was all age ranges, people from all walks of life. But one thing everybody had were those fans. I missed out. I didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the fan.
I didn't get it.
I didn't even get the fan. They were sold out by the time I got there.
Oh, see, you should have got the merch.
I did get the merch, but you see, okay, you're judging me. Yeah. And I thought
judging our observations. What do y'all think?
It's an observational judge.
Okay, we'll take it. So, I mean, what did Beyonce say? You're that girl for Disney purposes. What do you cause all that conversation?
Yes.
And she sure did cause some conversation.
Yes, she did.
On the internet at the Renaissance world premiere, when she came in her best Renaissance outfit with her blonde, platinum-giving storm hair.
Serving a look.
And people began to allege and make accusations on the internet that our good sis Beyonce was bleaching her skin. I know you saw that all over our screen.
No one with a good job said that. No one with a good job said that. That's all I'm going to say on that. There was no one who had to go to school and get certifications and accreditations and internships and 3-part interviews where you got to go to this interview, this interview, this interview. Nobody who passed the interview process and works a good job said any of that dumb stuff.
I mean,
it was a very specific type of person.
And I think like the craziest part to me was that she didn't even post the picture at the time. It was just like a circulating picture that was taken. But I can say, as a blonde baddie, y'all know this is just my new look for the next few weeks. But
I looked around because I was like, is it
you're like, what's going on? I normally have blonde hair too, and one thing that I did have to realize quickly, and like that's not her norm, is between different colors that you wear, with your hair too, and then the lights of cameras, it can wash you out. I just think she was washed out, honestly. It did appear a bit lighter than we do see her. She's normally very bronzed.
People aren't used to seeing diamonds in person. That's really all it is.
Too.
Like the VVS dancing will be
right?
like, oh my God, my eyes.
I know.
So, I mean, people just got to really get better eyes.
It's that, but I also think we got to stop jumping to like these hard conclusions and these harsh conclusions. It's lighting. Like things change, guys. Like don't accuse her of something like that.
Once again, people with not good jobs would not say that.
And you know what? There we have it. Mouse just There we have it. All right, well, Mouse, look, you brought the laughs, you brought the energy, so
Okay.
thank you
Thank you
for
for
logging
having
in with
me.
us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let the people know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me at Mouse Jones Uniform on everything. Mouse Jones. If you can't spell Mouse or Jones, I don't want you following me anyway. Mouse Jones on Instagram, X, whatever they call it these days, TikTok. I'm on all of those platforms. The Guys Next Door podcast you can find each and every Monday wherever you stream your podcast. Trap Karaoke. We are on tour. This is what, the last 6 shows. Last 6 shows of 2023.
Oh, thanks for stopping by.
Hey.
Well, if you're Ime Udoka, after fumbling Nia Long, you've probably asked yourself a lot, what else can go wrong? Well, try being one of the few coaches to ever have a sideline showdown with one of the biggest basketball players in the world, in front of the entire world. So this week, Ime took a quick visit to Laker Nation when the Houston Rockets took on LeBron James and co. And during the game, LeBron received a technical foul. Nothing out of the ordinary to see there, but what happened next had Nia Long trending all over the timeline again. There were muddled words exchanged between the two, with fans unable to make out the combo. The interaction resulted in Ime being ejected from the game and Twitter being the worst place for him to log into immediately after. Yeah, a rival coach being ejected from a game for arguing with an opposing player. The Lakers ultimately won 107-97, with LeBron able to continue playing, and then we got audio finally releasing of Udoka calling LeBron James out of his name. Not only did the Rockets take an L on the court, but thanks to Udoka, they lost majorly on the Twitter war too. Lakers fans instantly began tweeting what they believed LeBron said to Ime, inserting tweets including memes of Nia Long and remakes of the LeBron Ime video, echoing a reoccurring reminder that boundaries have never been Ime's thing. As if self-control wasn't already something that we saw he kind of lacked. It's proven now that anyone who'd fumble our girl next door will continue to be the weakest link. Ime Udoka, please log off. All right, thank you all for tuning in. I'm your host, Sheila Matthews, and this has been another amazing episode of Logged In, where we bring you the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and the top stories affecting our lives. Thank you to our guest today, Mouse Jones. Listen, I hope you are enjoying the show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Be sure to subscribe and turn your post notifications on so you never miss a chance to log in with us. We'll see you next week at the same time in the same location for the same downloading of your timeline. Bye.
Log out.